What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Shannon Sharpe, man. Shannon Sharpe went in on his analysis of this Dr. Dre situation with his daughter, 38-year-old daughter. I made a video on it. I'll put it in the description box and the comment section. I did my commentary initially. And one of the craziest things about this story is the amount of people who are defending this 38-year-old woman, okay, who has 4 children, and the fathers of those children are nowhere in sight. Have y'all noticed that? You know, why is she not calling her baby's father's deadbeats? You know, she's calling her father the deadbeat, not the men that she had the children with. You know why? Because she actually, I believe, have more love for those men than she does Dr. Dre. That's just me. Because when you skip over the children's fathers just to go at your father who financially supported you up until a year and a half ago, that says a lot more about you than it does anything else. And Shannon Sharpe agrees with it. And Shannon Sharpe spoke about it. As you can see from this tweet here, he's been getting a lot of criticism, man. They are going in on Shannon Sharpe. And the funniest thing about it is I've had my disagreements with Shannon Sharpe in the past. But Shannon Sharpe speaks his mind, and a lot of y'all agree with it. You know, I've had an unpopular opinion on certain things that Shannon Sharpe has said. There are things I've agreed with Shannon Sharpe on, and there are things I haven't agreed with Shannon Sharpe on. And I notice he has a lot of people who back him up. But what's very interesting is how all of these people are going in on Shannon Sharpe, even though before this they will be his main defenders. But let's get into this Atlanta Black Star article. Then we got the tweets over here on Osimo. We're going to check out all these tweets here. But let's get into this article. It says former NFL player and sports analyst Shannon Sharpe found himself in some hot water this week after he chimed in on discussions surrounding Dr. Dre's daughter, LaTanya Young. Earlier this month, 38-year-old daughter of the Grammy Award winner told the Daily Mail in an interview that despite her father's $800 million net worth, she is homeless and has been living out of her SUV. Furthermore, the mother of 4 says she has pleaded with her father for assistance, but haven't received any financial help in nearly a year and a half. But what she's not saying is that up until that point, he had been financially supporting her and her children by other men. Now, you know what's funny is that whenever a father does whatever he can to make sure his children want without growing up, that they still become adults, have children, and then they still come back to you to either babysit the children, financially support her and the children. This woman is driving around in a car that costs $2,300, basically $2,300 a month. And we're not going to talk about that, right? She's doing DoorDash and she's working in a warehouse. Let me just say this. She needs to be an adult and she needs to take responsibility for her actions. Now, I don't like that his relationship with his daughter has been fractured, but that's what happens when you probably have 2 strong personalities. I believe that she has a strong personality and I think he has a strong personality. And now you're seeing this situation come to fruition for everybody to see. On Tuesday, August 3rd, Sharpe took to his Twitter where he shared his thoughts on the matter, slamming Young for trying to shame her father into taking care of responsibilities she created. The backlash ensued almost immediately. Of course it did, because nobody likes to see melanated women take a responsibility for their actions. We're just supposed to help women whenever they're down, but they don't talk about the fact that for 30 some odd years, Dr. Dre has been taking care of his daughter. We don't want to talk about that. She needs to be an adult. She has 4 children to take care of. It's not Dr. Dre's responsibility to take care of a 38-year-old single mother who just so happens to be his daughter. Who's, I believe, didn't she speak out in the media against him? Now, if that's the reason why he pulled the support, that is 100% his choice. He's been financially supporting her and her bad decisions for a long time. And what happens is When you don't allow people to grow up and make bad choices and pay the consequence for those choices, they're always going to come back to you when they need something. And that's exactly what's happening in this situation. Another person wrote, a billionaire's daughter is homeless no matter the age. How can you just watch your own child suffer? A billionaire's daughter is homeless no matter the age, as you can see here. All right. Let's see. I don't know what this take, I don't know about this take, Shannon. I will always take care of my children no matter what. I don't care what age they are. I would be embarrassed for my child to be homeless while I live in a mansion. I'd rather be dead than see that happen to me. That is because a lot of you guys live, you guys don't live in reality. Y'all are assuming that Dr. Dre doesn't care about his children. Y'all are assuming that he's choosing not to take care of his daughter just because. Y'all don't know the severity of their relationship. She's his oldest daughter. I'm pretty sure that they've had their issues, but he still took care of her. She needs to be an adult. She's 38. This woman is almost 40. If she was a 38-year-old man, y'all would not be defending her. Y'all would not be defending her like this. If he had a 38-year-old son who was a deadbeat, wasn't take care of his responsibilities, he was homeless, y'all would not be defending him. Y'all defending her because she's a melanated woman who's a single mother. And the media has taught you to feel sorry for these women, even though they don't go after the babies. They didn't even go after their children's fathers for child support. And I'm not even the biggest proponent of men being stuck paying child support, but if you have children, you need to take care of them. Point blank, period. Why aren't the baby's fathers taking care of their children? Why are your children staying with friends? Why aren't they staying with the fathers? Why are you taking your kids away from them? It is because you know you made a bad choice, and you're trying to fix that by having your father clean up your mistakes. As you can see some of the replies here. A fourth argued that age played no role in when a parent should stop caring for their child and suggest that instead just giving her money maybe put her in a better situation. See, he's been giving her money for 30 some odd years. Let's get his responses. Okay. This is according to Osimo, where these tweets are. Someone said, I just had a convo about this. She is grown. Who know what she done effed up along the way? People will F up your money and get upset when you say no more than try and put you on blast. Somebody said this whole Dr. Dre daughter thing is hilarious. This isn't someone in their early 20s figuring out adulthood, and he was still supporting her as recently as 18 months ago. She's a very grown woman who doesn't take accountability, and he's tired of it. As Shannon Sharpe, I agree with you. It's never enough. So maybe the family's still broken from the passing of his son from an overdose. Let's sit this one out and let this family work it out. I'm sure Dr. Dre would allow his grandchildren to suffer because he's mad at their adult parents. I'm sure the kid's father and the grandmothers wouldn't allow them to be homeless. Let's see. If they have $2,300 note and homeless, whose fault is that? Get a cheaper effing car. It's not that hard. If your child has a $2,300 car note with 4 kids, something is wrong with this pick from the jump. I agree with that. And this person here said, if you or anyone would allow your daughter or son to be homeless on the street, you or anyone that would be talking about here would be, in fact, a horrible dad. I read that backwards. Anyway, this person said, but this isn't no normal parent. Dude is a billionaire. I bet he has no problem paying scrippers and popping bottles at a club. This isn't a normal daughter talking to tabloids. So you eventually understand, hopefully there is something called unconditional love of your child. It doesn't mean that the kids get a handout forever, but it does mean that you don't allow them to be homeless. Anyone can be a father. Not everyone wants to be a dad. So you mean to tell me that just by financially supporting my child, that makes me a good father? If that's the case, Dr. Dre has been financially supporting her since she was what, 36 years old. He's been financially supporting her since she was in her mid 30s. So wouldn't that mean that Dr. Dre has been a good father? Shannon said, you shouldn't be homeless with a $2,300 car note. What's wrong with that pic? I think I already read that twice. Damn, I thought a parent's love was to be forever. Doesn't mean love won't be tough at times. What about the grandchildren having to live with friends? I'll take the grands while they figure ish out. That's what my granny and pawpaw did. This person says he's a billionaire. She's his daughter. This should never be okay and you shouldn't be celebrating it. Look at this guy. This is the type of guy right here you knows you should never listen to, and he's going to take a very biased opinion on this. Whenever you are a male with pronouns talking about I got Vincent in it, you're somebody who, and then you got a blue check mark on top of that, you're somebody that's not worth listening to. Shannon says with the opportunities he's presented her, she should have 2 to 3 businesses. This type of that make the dead slave master smile. You raise your kids how you see fit. Allow me to do the same. Let's see. All I know is if I'm wealthy, so are my children. My children should never be homeless or without at any age. I've closed my business that told people how they should raise their children and the relationship they should have with them. So she put it out there. You see, Shannon Sharpe is staying 10 toes down on this, and I can appreciate that. Never apologize, people. Never apologize for how you feel, man. If you feel like it's effed up that this guy is getting punished in the media, then this situation just shows you how they feel about black men. This fits the narrative. You have a black man who's not taking care of his children. That fits the narrative. Oh, that fits the narrative. We're not going to talk about all his other children that ain't complaining. You know why? Because he takes care of them. He was taking care of her. I believe she screwed up that situation, not him. She needs to stop living off her father. And this is the entitlement culture that we have. A lot of these women are entitled, because I guarantee you no male is going to get as much defense as she's getting. I guarantee you. No one cares about men. Well, except men, maybe. But then you got some of these guys with freaking pronouns in their name who don't care about men because they hate their own. They hate being male. Dr. Dre should not have to be accountable for his daughter's screw-ups. She has 2 jobs. She better get to saving. She better get to, or either fixing the situation she got with Dr. Dre. She better get a job at Beats, get a job at his record label, do something. Don't just sit on social media doing interviews complaining because you're entitled and you're spoiled. Dr. Dre is not responsible to take care of you and your family because you have your own family that he's helping you take care of.